Hi guys, hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's me, Ogechi. Welcome. Hi guys, welcome to my channel, welcome to Takanson. It's Ogechi here, welcome once more. Okay, so this video is a topic on marriage, and before I start, I'll advise that you consider subscribing to this channel, like, share and subscribe if you like the topic here, but most importantly comment in the section below, because I'm about to ask a question, okay, that I would like for you to answer in the comments below. So this topic was brought about out of a conversation with a friend, and one of the key things that we were debating in that conversation was that, or the only key thing really we were debating in that conversation was whether marriage is an achievement or it is not. And after that conversation, it left me reflecting, because I have had many family members who have gotten married. So is it an achievement then, or is it not? I don't know how they see it, because I have not asked them. I remember asking my sister. She didn't even say anything. I don't think she just didn't feel much difference about it, at least as of yet. So there's plenty of people that have gotten married during this pandemic regardless. So we'll talk about marriage, but before I talk about marriage, maybe it's good to start with the definition. So I started with the general definition. So little search on Google, you can totally find these definitions. So the definition that I got here is that marriage is a legal or formal recognized union between two people as partners in a personal relationship. Okay, and then I've got another definition from the biblical perspective, which says marriage is a covenant relationship between couples, husband and wife, who publicly declare or demonstrate an act of love to commit to one another. Is a form of sacrificial love, and it's also, as a covenant, it has a form of contract to it, but this type of contract is more of a spiritual, as well as a spiritual in terms of its godly, as well as a mental commitment to one another, and it's a form of sacrificial kind of love that people choose to do, and they do this publicly. Remember, publicly, to demonstrate their act of love. So it's not a hidden thing that people would be like, oh, would you marry me? Yes, I'm married. Everyone has to witness it. At least it has to be witnesses, and it has to be done in a godly manner, kind of in the church, or be done by someone who is a God's representative, to say. So that's the biblical perspective of that one. So I'll tell you then my reasons for thinking or arguing that marriage is a form of an achievement. The key there is a form of an achievement. It's not just an achievement on its own, but it's a form of an achievement as well as other achievements that we have in life. So the first before I go into that though, I'll just say what achievement is, although I've already spoken about my reasons, so that you can see where I'm coming from. Okay, so what is an achievement? Okay, an achievement is something that you have successfully met through, or a goal that you have successfully met through efforts, skills and courage. Okay, it is also a process. So this is my argument. It's not just that you go in and you get married, but it's the process that you have gone through to achieve that. So the first point I've made here is that if it's not an achievement, why do many people desire to be in this institution, or why do many people desire to be married? Okay, if you look at plenty videos on YouTube. Just type anything about how to find your spouse, how to find this partner, how to find so and so. Those videos have like the highest view. Okay, they have a really high views and engagement. And any advice on marriage has a very high view and engagement. So doesn't it then show that the society truly wants to have a society where they have more married people than of single people? So therefore many people do desire marriage, to say. That's my argument, first of all. Another argument that I had with her was that if you think of it from a law and traditional perspective, as I've even mentioned it in my definition, is a legal binding. It's not just something that you wake up and say I'm married. There has to be a legality to it as well. So if you think of it legally and traditionally, a marriage has to be recognized, okay? And if it's not recognized by law, then it's not marriage. If it's not recognized by tradition, it's also not marriage. For some cultures, for example, if you have not done your traditional marriage, regardless of other type of marriage you choose to do, it becomes void, okay? For example, in my culture, in certain part of it, actually in certain parts, I don't know if it's changing now, but if you're not traditionally married, before you do your church wedding, to say, or white wedding, to say, it's not recognized, okay? The community at large do not recognize it. It's void. It could be voided anytime because no one was there to witness it, or no, it wasn't approved. But as Christianity progresses, that changes. Sorry, that changes, okay? As many people have gotten married without having to have a traditional wedding, but perhaps you still have to have a legal representation of someone from traditional level. So that's my thing. Another thing I want to say, because think of it, in any society, regardless of where, even the people living under the rocks, all of them value marriage. So, and if it's not that, then why are people so interested in this institution, and why are people desiring for this institution? And then to come to a religious perspective, it is written, at least from a biblical perspective, that it's good for a man and woman to get married, okay? So although it's not the only thing, this say if you want to be single, then be single, but if you're burning with a desire, please do get married, okay? So that was the advice, and the Bible advocates for marriage a whole lot. So from a religious perspective, there is also that need for people to be married. And so I just gave her these different ideas to say, like, if you think of it, in every sphere of life, culture, tradition, anything, okay, marriage is recognized and it is actually respected in terms of seeing it in the form of an achievement. Because let's be honest, although married people do not like to admit this, especially publicly, they are treated differently to single people on based on their marital status. They are treated with more favor than is with single people. And I'm not saying it's right, because I don't think it's right, but I also believe that every institution has to be accorded its own respect, because I was saying to my friend that it is not easy for people to be in marriage, so that institution then needs to be respected. And I also mentioned about people dating. If you notice it, as I mentioned before, there are many marriage seminars. Even these marriage seminars is not necessary for married people. It's plenty single people that actually watch these videos, that actually book themselves. Some people are willing to embarrass themselves in terms of dating coach, dating websites, as some of us have seen, who to publicly embarrass you, the need or your desire or quest to get married. So in this form, I was just trying to say how people see it as an achievement, and how it's perceived as a form of achievement, to say, okay? And this is why it's called husband and not any other name, okay? Husband and wife. Anything in between doesn't count. Okay? So, and lastly, my biggest argument was that, think of it, when you get married, you get a certificate. When you finish your degree, you get a certificate. When you finish anything, they get a certificate. That's the proof that you have achieved this. therefore it's an achievement, because hence why when you feel like you've achieved it, you feel good, okay? And I think also that it's good that you've actually achieved to find someone that loves you, to say, or someone that you feel like you can commit to for the rest of your life, because there is a difference between wife and girlfriends. That's the fact. When it becomes a legal binding, when it's recognized in these spheres I've mentioned, it changes, everything changes then. So that was my argument about those things. I'll tell you her argument. This is her argument. When you speak about achievement, she says you cannot say you have achieved in marriage until, let's say, one of you dies or something happens, okay? You can't achieve in marriage until the end, okay? Where you are only separated by death, to say. So to you, then you have achieved that. And then she says that she hates that word achievement because it has a lot of negative connotation, because people see it as, because you have married, then you are better than other people and people are treated differently, which I do agree with her. I don't think people should be treated any less because of the institution that they have gone into, whether they are married or not, because sometimes singleness is also a commitment on its own. Check that. It's also a commitment on its own. And look at it though, many people are happy single as well as many people are happy married. And I like to advocate that people also speak more about the happiness that comes in marriage than just the single life, because the single life has its own struggles as well as the married life. So her thing is she hated that word achievement, hence why she strongly disagreed with me. And also her argument is that marriage is a commitment. It's a commitment and not an achievement, okay? And then at this point I will talk about what commitment is. So a commitment is a dedication to a cause or to someone. In this one, you have a duty, you have a responsibility, and you have an obligation and liabilities that comes with that commitment. So that was her strong argument, that is a commitment and not an achievement, okay? So, but she does agree with me that it feels an achievement that you have found someone that you can be with, okay, and spend the rest of your life with. So that was our own little argument about marriage, and I'll leave it as that and invite you to share your thoughts if you do want. Is marriage an achievement or is it a commitment? Is it an achievement or not, or is it a commitment or not? So put your answers below in the description box. And equally, I'll advise that you watch one of my videos that says do not court or marry this type of people, because in that video I list out different personalities that you need to check out before you even wish to commit to them. And definitely my advice is do not marry these people, because they have their own issues, especially when it comes to the institution of marriage. So I'll put the link to that below. Don't forget to share, subscribe and like this video if you like it, and hopefully we'll see you in another video. Do take care. Bye. Signing off. Talk on soon.